Hello, I'm back for another track guide. This week we're at Rudskogen in the global Mazda MX5 Fixed series. We haven't changed anything. Brake bias is the same. Race conditions are exactly the same. I hope you're enjoying racing this week. As always, if you find this guide useful, please do give it a like. If you want to have more of this kind of thing, please do subscribe. And best of luck out there. With any luck, I'll see you out there on the track. Cheers. Okay, so here's my breakdown. It's a 1 minute 34.996. We are bringing ourselves out to the outside of the track. We're looking at that red and white curbing in the distance. Race conditions the same as always. We haven't touched the brake bias. And what we're going to do is just after the 100 board, just before we hit the curbing, we are going to brake down into second gear. And then we're going to lightly come out of the brakes as we turn in so the back doesn't lift up. You'll notice we're on a bit of a crest. The car's going to get a little bit light. So we're keeping out a little bit of brake there just to keep the back end in check. A little bit of gas we're leaning into this inside curb. And then a little touch on the brake. We want to keep the car in. And as we go from asphalt to grass on the inside of the curbing, we're going to build up the accelerator, and notice how I built it up quite slowly there. And that's so that the car doesn't oversteer out wide. We stay on the shortest route, and it's the quickest way through there, just to be a little bit more patient on the accelerator. So we're keeping the car over to the left. We're going to come down over the hill for a very, very tricky double right-hander. We're going downhill. The car's going to be off balance. I'm already looking at the boards on the right. And as we pass the 100 board, we're bringing the car out really wide onto the curbing. And then as we pass the 100, we're going to come out of the gas, and then by the 50, be applying some light brake. And we're braking right to the inside curb. And you'll notice that we're going to let the car straighten up a bit. We're already down to third. We're getting ready to come down to second. You don't want to rush through the gears here because the loss of traction in the rear is going to make the car want to rotate more. So we just need to be gentle and careful. We're slowing down really slowly. And then when we pick up the inside curb, we're good to accelerate again. Cold tyres, very hard around there. Best to be safe. So we're going to do some lifting to help us rotate the car, to bring the car in. We don't want to take any more curb than that, otherwise it's a slowdown. And then as we come up to this last one, it's a very tricky blind left that's very long. The car's going to lose balance because we're going over a crest. So we're actually going to do all the braking here really on approach. So we're braking in towards this curb, and then we're out, and then once the revs are suitably low, we're then going to go into first gear, and we're going to use a blip of accelerator to help level out the revs so that we don't spin up the back wheels, because it's just an automatic donut on this corner if you do. Just a warning, the auto blip feature in iRacing isn't going to help you here. You just need to give that accelerator a bash when you change down to first. There's no other way around it. And then we're going to let the car come round, and as this white worth sign appears, that's when we're really pretty much clear to get some accelerator down. Keeping it tight to this inside curb. You run out of exit here quite quickly. Horrible corner, that. My least favourite corner on the track. Then we're letting the car come out wide. We've got a really slow right coming up. We're looking at that 50 board. And as we hit the 50 board, we're banging into the brakes really heavily. Down to second, down to first. Very strong blip on that accelerator for first gear. It's needed. And then as we are approaching this inside curb, we're drawing out of the brake. And as we draw out of the brake, we're rotating the wheel a little bit, and the car will start to rotate. And that's what we want. And then we can get back onto the gas. Doesn't matter if the car comes out quite wide here, not a problem. And then we're sort of heading mid-track out towards the outside. We need to take loads of curb for this next corner. And what we want to do is where we see this discoloration on the track near the curb, that's my cue to go into some really light braking towards the end of the curbing. And then we're out of the brakes and back into the gas on the inside of the curb. Keeping it in second there. And then we're aiming for a lift at the end of the curbing to help draw us into the inside here. A little bit more gas again. And then as we're approaching the inside edge of the curb here, we're going to brake out towards the outside of the track for a brief period of time. Reasonably heavily. Let the car float out a bit. The car's going to get light. But as we're going out here towards mid-track, this is when we want to bring the car down to first. We're going to, again, give it a good blip of gas to even out those revs so that we don't lose traction. And then at that point, the car is going to want to turn in, and we can start gradually building up the accelerator on that inside curb and aim to keep the right-hand wheels on the curbing here. As long as we keep the right-hand wheels on the curb, we're good on that final exit. And hopefully we've got a really, really strong run down to the line to finish our 1 minute 34.996 here. Tricky old track this. It's a great combination with the MX5 though. I think there's going to be some great racing here this week. Best of luck to you. I hope it goes really well. As always, give it a like. Please do subscribe for more track guides and other tips videos in the future. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please do give me a shout. Please do drop a comment down below. I'm always answering all the comments that come my way, so feel free to give me a shout. All right, folks, have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.